I study and teach influence and persuasion at Yale. I have an MBA course called Mastering Influence and Persuasion, and my job is incredibly fun because I get to help good people get more and do better through interpersonal influence. And the reason I study this is because the people who are the greedy, power-hungry, money monsters of the world know so much about influence and persuasion, and the nicest people on earth don't want to make anybody do anything that would potentially be uncomfortable. So I try to rectify that balance a little bit.
What are your tips, Zoe, for me and for others on how I can positively influence, and particularly with social context awareness in mind?
Sure. I don't want to take time away from the rest of everyone, so I'd like to focus on just my one single favorite influence tool, which is what I call the magic question. And I'd like to share a story with you to give you an emotional marker so that you can remember this later. And this story was told for a different purpose by Gloria Steinem when she came to my hometown of New Haven last year. And if you don't know Gloria Steinem, she's an American feminist. She's white. She's been famous since the 60s as an activist. Also randomly a Playboy bunny, but anyway, maybe not randomly. The story that she told was very serious, and it was about when she had traveled to Zambia, and she was meeting with some elders in a village there to discuss the very important problem of girls being sold into sexual slavery. And in this village, there were 3 girls who had left the village that way during the previous year. And Gloria Steinem, you can imagine if you are this famous American feminist activist who's gone to Africa to try to help with the problem of girls being sold into sexual slavery, you've got some ideas about it, right? But instead of giving them her ideas, this was my favorite tool, she asked them what I call the magic question, and she just said, what would it take for those girls not to have left the village in that way last year? And they said, an electric fence. An electric fence? They said, yes, the elephants are trampling our crops of corn and we don't have anything to eat. And it's better for the girls to have something to eat if they can. And I can hear it touched you like it touched me when I heard this story. So Gloria Steinem comes back to the US and she raises a few $1,000s, which is all it takes to send the money back so they can buy an electric fence. And she comes back a few years later, and as she tells it, there's a bumper crop of corn. No girls have left the village in this way, and there's singing and there's dancing. So I share that with you as the magic question for some reasons that are obvious and some that are not obvious. The obvious reason, perhaps in the story, is that when we're trying to influence other people's behavior, they're the experts, and we're not the experts on what it will take. And if you ask what it will take, you're empowering them and you're acknowledging that they're the ones really who have the answers. The second reason that this is a magic question that's less obvious is that when they answer that for you, they are committing to the outcome. So when she asks, what will it take? And they say an electric fence, what that means is those elders are agreeing to, now that we have the electric fence, we can't let any more girls leave this village. I know you'll remember this story. That's a question that you can use in big situations, small situations, people you work with, people who work for you, even your kids. And I would love to hear how it goes. Thank you.